Heartiyoli, this is Tali in Scottsdale, Arizona, Planet Heart Garden. I made a promise to myself that if I get 88 subscribers, I will explain to people why I say Heartiyoli, and that means I will introduce Lovelle, the main heartling from Planet Heart. So this will be mainly the story of Lovelle. So when I was very young, like tiny, I was cutting hearts out with my fingers out of like gum wrappers, and I was making the heart hand gesture that I invented and eventually trademarked and patented. I knew that I would invent a planet made of hearts. I was shocked no one else did, and I followed I would look at stores, and no one at the time was manufacturing plush made out of hearts. This is before anyone used nose to look like a heart. Eventually, I think the Care Bears did that, but just the nose. I mean, what about the rest of the parts, right? And I really wanted to be so idealistic. Why would you just have one heart when you can make everything made out of hearts? I wanted really to teach people ideal character education values and not to settle for less. And so by the time I got to college, I was camera shy. I don't love cameras, and I still really wanted to make the world a better place. And I thought that my cartoon characters would speak for me, and I was super passionate about nutrition and the character education, the Planet Heart that I had been doodling. If you look back on all my notes from junior high, high school, college, I was planning out Planet Heart. I named the parts of the heart. I named different orientations. I created a heart language, a heart Pictionary. I got really into it. I designed the planet and then the galaxy, because why would you want to limit yourself to just a planet made of hearts when you can have a galaxy and a multiverse? Anyway, because I was shy, but I liked helping people, my brother said one day that I should do this thing called landmark education. He just said it would be really good training for me. They tried to get me to stand on the stage and speak, and I wasn't ready for that. But the main person that was my coach at this seminar, it turned out his name was Lovelle Williams. And this was while I'm doing the seminar and I'm doodling Planet Heart, and I'm actively determined to create this planet and sell books and have them speak for me about nutrition and all the good things, character education, all the good stuff to teach people. And all of a sudden, this guy, Lovelle Williams, was so inspiring, and he was a gardener. He actually brought me sunflowers that he grew in a little plot in San Francisco. I hope he's still out there or if someone knows him, but yeah, he didn't hit on me, which at that age also impressed me, that someone could stay inspiring and not confuse the line and not confuse when I'm smiling, which was really nice. And he just stayed like a pillar of inspiration and strength, and he was a gardener. And what could be more amazing for this planet? I was not a gardener. I had no intention. I didn't think of Lovelle as my alter ego. I was actually kind of concerned to give Lovelle all the great qualities. I didn't want Lovelle to have negative qualities. You're supposed to, like, when you build a character for a show, that they need to show character growth. But I kept thinking at the time, okay, Lovelle needs to help Earthlings who come to Planet Heart and help them learn about, and I wasn't sure really at the time how to get Lovelle to have to need to grow. But then I divided some of the qualities I admired and gave other Heartlings. So like, this is Menderly, Lovelle's best friend. Oh, I was always meeting people from other countries and who spoke other languages, and I collected the word for heart in other languages, and I knew I could look it up in the public library, but this is before the internet. I really didn't want to cheat. It had to be out of actual connections with people. Anyway, while I was auditioning cartoon characters for Planet Heart to be my main Heartlings, because you can have the hearts facing up or down or sideways and the eyes in or out and which body type, while I was nailing down Lovelle's body, along came the actual Lovelle Williams. And so my main Heartling and the first cartoon character to ever do the heart hand gesture is Lovelle. Oh, I have to show you the drawing, the original drawing. It was really hard to take the drawing and convert it to a plush, because the feeling is different. But Lovelle in my mind has always been a boy, and then people would look at Lovelle and they'd always say, but that's a girl. So then I thought, okay, fine, that's fine. There are different Heartlands, and they all have a Lovelle something, like a Lovelle, Danny Lovelle, Lisa Lovelle, whatever. That has been like something in my mind. But when I write the stories, the most I've gotten to is like Lovelle conventions. It's not as relevant right now to the plot line, but maybe Lovelle is a boy in my mind because of the original Lovelle Williams that inspired me. Okay, so that is all before I ever tried to garden myself. But that is why I say Heartiyoli. That's what the Heartlings, the stories, that's what they all say on Planet Heart. My designs that I wear are my designs. That's what happens when you practice drawing hearts all your life. You just work on one heart and see what you can do with it, and come up with really cool patterns. And this is the logo. This is the power of infinite goodness that's inside all the Heartlings. It helps swap shades. I'll get into that in other videos, but yeah, so this is Lovelle from Planet Heart, the main OG gardener. And I love that I can create a garden here in Scottsdale where people can come together and connect, which is the real goal. That's always about connecting through love. Thank you.